morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? I'll tell you what, I've realized, I talk about the weather a lot, and I realize it's an age thing, because when I was 18, I never talked about the weather. I never gave it, thank you, I never gave it a second thought. But now it's like, somebody says, hey, what are you doing on Friday? I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, let me check the weather, But the weather's been great, I'll tell you. We sat out last night, and I thought for June, it is absolutely lovely just to sit out at night, and we've been planting a lot of flowers in and around the garden. It was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So welcome to the center. That was a little bit about my life. Y'all probably didn't care, but welcome to the Center of Unity. We're glad you're here this morning. We're going to have a great service. Bob's already got us started, and the words are going to be on the screen. Sing it with us. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. And you have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't see it, still don't believe it, but you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. See, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. And you have been so, so kind to me. Overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't see it, still don't believe it, but you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, yeah. All right, here's the part I like right here. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no wall you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Come on, sing it with me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't see it, still don't believe it, but you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
Good morning, everyone. So good to see all of you that are here in the building with us, and a special good morning to those who are joining us through YouTube and Facebook. You know, as Jeff was talking about his age thing with the weather, welcome to the first Sunday in June, and for me, it's time. I mean, how could it be, in my mind, the first Sunday in June?
We just took down the Christmas tree. It was just here not too long ago.
Well, you should have left it up for Christmas in July. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that we get to do this together, no matter how fast time seems to be accelerating, and grateful for the ways in which we get to support each other on this journey to our own spiritual awakening and transformation. And that's the purpose of why we are here, is to support people, to create the space, to give people things to ponder and to practice so that they can show up in life in a way that very simply expresses more love. That's what we're here to do, is to be that expression of the love from which we've been created and the love that is inherent in all things. We just are blind to it sometimes. So whether you're here for many decades or just discovering us, we hope that what you experience today will resonate with you, and you'll find things you can take with you and practice and discover new things about who you are and who you've come here to be. So I invite you to join with me as we once again affirm our evolutionary purpose. You can call it our mission, the reason that we are here as a community. Let's speak it together. Transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world. All right, so let's sing again.
Here we go.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see.
Again, let that be your prayer this morning.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you, and I want to see you high and lifted up, and shining in the light of your glory, and pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy.
Open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. And open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Won't you open the eyes of my heart? I want to see you. I want to see you high and lifted up, and shining in the light of your glory, and pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy.
Good morning. I'm Norma, and this is Maddie, and we are two of your care team, and we'll be available to pray with you after the service right over here to our left. And the word for today from the Daily Word is zeal. Divine zeal is my impulse to accomplish great things.
Toward the end of his long life, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore famously wrote, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." This story shows me that as a divine gift, zeal is always mine to call upon no matter my age or the state of my life. It is the impulse that makes me eager to rise in the morning and gives me energy to get started on the day's tasks. It drives me to give the best of myself to those people and things I care about most. Zeal is quickening, enlivening energy that helps me feel the presence of God within and bring that presence to life in a way that only I can. I sizzle with zeal. With passion and enthusiasm, I live, love, and serve.
And the scripture is from Romans 12:11. Do not lag in zeal, be ardent in spirit, and serve the Lord. As we come to this time in our service for healing prayer, I would ask that you become still. Take in a deep breath, close your eyes, focus on your heart center. Beloved Holy Spirit, we take this moment to acknowledge your presence here with us, all around us, within us, and connecting us to each other. And we take this moment to acknowledge each and every request that comes to this spiritual community asking for prayer, represented by this box we hold. And beloved holiness, we know that each of us holds in our hearts and minds a desire for healing for ourselves or others. And we take this moment now to give thanks for the healing that we have seen, for the healing that we know is being prepared beyond our knowing. We simply say, thank you, God, and amen.
Thank you, Bob. So I have a bill here. I don't know, Nick, can you come get a close-up of this so people can see for those in the back? Maybe not. Aha, you see? So what's its value? $20, right. So if I do this to it, and then I throw it on the ground and I stomp on it a little bit, what's its value now? $20. What if by chance I rip it a little bit and then I take it down, I grind it into the floor? What's its worth? $20. It's still the same. Interesting. I gotta use that. It still has value for me. Well, what about this? Did you know that this particular bill has been used for some pretty terrible things? It's been used to bribe a politician. It's been used to buy a gun that killed somebody. It's even been rolled up and used to teach a 10-year-old how to snort cocaine. Now that you know all that about it, what's its worth? Still $20. I bet if this $20 bill could talk, it would tell us that it isn't feeling very worthy right now. I'm quite sure that it would tell us that it feels dirty and broken and torn apart and guilty and shameful, and certainly not very valuable. I mean, look at the way it's been treated. Look at the things that it's done. And yet, in truth, its worth hasn't diminished one bit, has it? And the truth for each of us is that no matter how we've been treated, or just as importantly, what we've done or not done, our value in the eyes of the divine creator has never been diminished. It never changes. Yet there are parts of us, especially those that we probably formed at a young age, that believe that we're unworthy. There are parts of us that may hold a deep shame around things that we might have done in the past, that we work hard to keep hidden, and as a result, keep us is the barrier that keeps us from experiencing the joy of life. The focus on this series we've been in, What's in the Way is the Way, is about becoming aware of those tightly held parts that maybe we've even somehow managed to forget, somehow push off enough that they aren't in the forefront of our mind, to be willing to explore those with curiosity through our attention. And as the author suggests, we may need to take it even a step further to where we're not only aware of them and curious about them, we're willing to listen to them from our heart. You know, the mind is very dualistic in nature, and it's always evaluating. It's always liking and disliking and wanting something and resisting something. But the energy of the heart is open to all of you, to all that is present within each of us. And it accepts all of it rather than reject any parts of it. It trusts rather than fears. Your heart has the capacity to weave every single part, even those parts that have long been abandoned, back into the whole of who you truly are. Do you believe that? Because here's the bottom line. The heart welcomes everything. The heart is that healing power that allows it all to come into that space of love when we allow it to arise into the light of our awareness. And we can see this transformative power of the heart, what we often refer to as that Christ essence within us, at work in John 8. Jesus is teaching in the temple, and the Pharisees bring in a woman who has been caught in the act of adultery. And according to the laws of Moses, the punishment is for her to be stoned to death. And they ask Jesus for his judgment. Jesus turns it around and he says that whoever is without sin, they can cast the first stone. And one by one, all of those present walk away. Jesus looks at the woman and he asks her, "Who condemns you?" And as she looks around, she says, "No one." And he tells her, "Neither do I," with always his tagline, "Go and sin no more." And then he looks at the Pharisees who are there waiting in the wings, watching all of this, waiting to see if Jesus, once again, is unwilling to follow the laws. And he tells them, he said, "You decide according to what you can see and touch. I don't make judgments like that. But even if I did, my judgment would be true, because I wouldn't make it out of the narrowness of my experience, but in the largeness of the one who sent me, the Father. I wouldn't limit my ability to judge something else only by this narrow field of my senses and my experience as a human being. I would see it through the eyes of God." Jesus demonstrates that in dealing with those parts of us that we have judged harshly, or as children, unknowingly took on the beliefs of others who had judged us, the only way through it is with love. The only way to heal is through being willing to embrace all of it with compassion. It is through the heart. Our minds will tell us that we need to fix it, or we work hard at ignoring it, or try to change those parts of us that we believe or have come to believe are damaged or unworthy. But the transformation happens when we are able to accept and listen with our heart. True transformation only is experienced in an atmosphere when we are open and compassionate. And until we can do that for ourselves, it's really difficult to extend that to anybody else. Most of our suffering comes from resisting what's already there, especially our feelings. All feelings want to be allowed, even those ones we may deem the bad feelings. It wants our attention. It wants our kindness. It wants to be acknowledged and to be heard. And this process gives us a practice in which we can begin to do that. The author told a story of how this unfolded for her little by little, and it happens in the most mundane places. She was in the chiropractor's office, and she had been waiting about 20 minutes for her to be able to be seen, and someone new comes in, and within a couple of minutes, they're shown back to one of the examining rooms or one of the treatment rooms. And she asked the receptionist, she said, "Hey, why is this other person, already been taken back there?" And the receptionist's like, "Well, let me just check and see." And she went back and she came back, she goes, "Sorry about that, that was a mistake. We'll get to you very quickly." Well, the woman noticed, Mary O'Malley noticed, she started to pay attention to her body. Her heart had been pounding, she had a little knot in her stomach. She noticed the story starting to rage in her mind of, this is not fair, and I should just get up and leave if this is the way they're going to treat me. And, you've been there, I know, each of you, at some level or another. You can fill in whatever the rest might be for you. So in that moment, she remembered, she took a deep breath, and she asked life or God or her heart wisdom, whatever is familiar to you, whatever you can draw into your own awareness. She asked, what's going on with this? Give me some clarity around what this anger is radiating like a hot coal in me. And as she noticed that, she's like, okay, I see you, but nothing really changed. And then finally she said, it's okay that you're here. It's okay that you're feeling that way. Tell me about your world. And she listened. And it raged and it blamed and it justified and it defended why they were being so mistreated. And she was willing to just listen through that. And eventually, that anger began to calm down. And then she could see that the anger was trying to protect the feelings that she held of, I don't matter, or I'm not valued, I'm not as worthy as other people. And underneath that, the sadness that accompanied that. And then she said to that awareness, tell me about your world, and was willing to just sit and listen. And when the sadness and the grief had felt heard, the heart was able to say, her heart was able to say, you're not alone anymore. I see you, and I will be with you the way that you needed when you were young. This didn't happen because you were bad or are bad. I am here to walk this journey with you. And in her experience, in that moment, the alchemy of bringing that back into the wholeness of who she was, the transformation, the grace, the love of God, whatever name you want to assign to it, allowed that part of her to be healed and set free. So that is our opportunity today. We're going to take a few moments as we move into our time of meditation to see if we can't listen to what's going on. It may not be something happening in this moment. We can bring to mind something that's perhaps happened in our recent past experience. This isn't a time to go deep and go back into those issues that have been with you, but just the things, maybe someone cut you off in traffic or was rude to you, or, whatever it might have been in recent history. That's what we're going to focus on and see if we can't listen a little deeper with our heart and then allow it to be healed and set free. So as we move into this time of meditation, of inward connection and reflection, I would just invite you to perhaps close your eyes so that you can bring all of your awareness to your internal being. Perhaps take a deep breath, for it is in the breath and our awareness of it that we can bring ourselves into this present moment. And as you take another deep breath, imagining that breath moving all the way in and through and activating your heart center. Almost as if you're breathing in and out of your heart. So that your attention is now in your heart center. And where you place your attention is where you place your energy, so you can feel that heart center being activated and moving with a greater energy. Ready to do its mighty work in your life. And now I invite you to bring to mind, to heart, to the mind of the heart, a situation where you found yourself upset, angry, sad. Just allow it to replay. And as it does, Be present with it. Be listening to the story as it's unfolding. Notice what that emotion is and ask that emotion for wisdom and clarity. Ask for it to tell you about this feeling it's experiencing. And just listen. And then see if there's a belief that you've taken on that is informing this feeling. A belief that perhaps was formed in your youngest years when you didn't have the perspective to see it any differently. When you took on the words of someone else and made them part of the story of who you are. And ask that belief and the emotions that go along with it to tell you. Tell you about that world. And just listen. And then just invite that part of you, whether it's part of you in this moment or was part of you in the distant past, into this heart space. And say to it, I see you. I see you even beyond those beliefs that have caused you to feel a sense of unworthiness or believe that you are unlovable. I am here with you now and in each step of this journey that we walk together forward. I love you. You are of me and I am of you, and we are of that divine essence of love that created us. Take another deep breath in, and as you let that breath go, imagining that sense of love and wholeness radiate to every part of your body. Let it be the energy that moves through the mind and infuses your thoughts. Let it be the essence of who you express out into the world. And as you begin to bring your attention back to this time and space, aware once again of the sounds in the room and of your body and the seat supporting you, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So our invitation this week is to take this sense of curiosity and this attention to the next level. To be willing to see and to listen to those parts of us that we've kept hidden in the darkness of our being, in those shadow parts of us, and simply invite them to come into the light, as we're willing to acknowledge them as part of this journey as both a human and spiritual being. You know, in that same passage of John 8, Jesus said, I am. And whenever we see those words, I am, we understand them to be the divine love present in everything. And that includes us. I am the world's light. No one who follows me stumbles around in the darkness. I provide plenty of light to live in. And say, so may all this love light your path to transformation.
Gonna take in this life wide awake. Open my eyes and my heart to the world in brilliant new ways. Watch all the colors combine and explode. Let them fill in the cracks and the unfinished parts of my soul. Here it goes. I'll release all my secrets and all my pain. Hold to the truth made of a bond stronger than my chains. Free my spirit, let go of my pride, and put words to the ways that I love you for your sake and mine. All this love I have found has lifted me up, made me see from higher ground. No view so sweet or profound as to me I see in all this love I have found. I stand on the goodness like a rock. Hold out my hand to my brothers and sisters and help them stand up. So thank you, struggle. You know you made me strong. With every breath I am sure, I am clear, I know I belong. All this love I have found has lifted me up, now I see from higher ground. No view as sweet or profound as the me I see with all this love I have found. All this love I have found has lifted me up, now I see from higher ground. No view as sweet or profound as the me I see with all the love I have found. The me I see with all this love I have found. All this love I have found.
How beautiful. All right, well, it is our opportunity now to share of our gifts and tithes and love offerings to this community. As Diane Diven shared last Sunday, for those of you who were here, we just, as of June 1st, had to renew our property insurance, which those of you who have been around the last several years know is still a challenging part of having this beautiful building. We still were regulated to the high-risk market, and so we did do that this week. It went into effect as of today. We had $10,000 from the general fund or reserves that we had collected and been storing back, so we were able to apply that. Plus, we had about $14,000 in people's pledges to give towards this, and so we've got about $10,000 that we're looking to have each of us contribute what we can to begin to reduce this $10,000 from our line of credit. We've been sitting since last year, doing well. Our finances each month have been well, but this is one of those big hits that we've got to pay all at once. It was $33,800 and some dollars, so right at $34,000. We went with that option because there was one slightly less than that, but this gave us the best. We know there will not be an issue, but just in case there were, where the others were a $25,000 deductible, this was a $10,000 deductible plan, so that if something happened, we wouldn't be on the hook for a much bigger chunk of money. So we just ask you to pray about it, do what you can to help support it. If you are going to give a special gift to that, please be sure you mark it so that we know. And just like before, everything that comes into that will get paid each month to reduce. So we'll reduce it as fast as we can. And just pray with us that this is the last year we have to have this experience, although I don't know how much cheaper it's going to be because all insurance has been going up significantly, but or that we have a way that we've saved all this money up before this becomes due next year. We are so grateful. I am so grateful for the abundance that has been flowing in and through this community and the ways it has allowed us to do all that is ours to do. So hold that in prayer, see that flowing in, through, and as us, and all in that energy of gratitude. So let us take what we offer today into our hands, into our hearts, to feel the energy of it if we give through an electronic process, just to know that that giving is happening, feel it moving in and through you as we join together and bless this. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Now the ushers are going to invite you to come up row by row. You can place your gift or just put the energy of that gift in the large basket and then take an affirmation to bless you this week. So each Sunday we take a little moment to share different aspects of the ministry that you may not hear through other channels. And first Sunday is the minister update, so I get to share that with you. For those of you who were here at the annual meeting, I showed sort of a map of, and you can put that up if you would, Nick, of where we were in this integral ministry process and the different phases. And so this year, we're pretty much in phase 3 right now, which you'll see there. It says the genogram activity, and then there's some quantum living process for teams. And then as we move into later this year, and probably we'll start at the beginning of 2026, we'll have this evolutionary council, and then they will be doing a survey, a one-on-one chat with all the people in our ministry. But the genogram activity, we've got it scheduled, so I just want to share that with you. It's going to be that first weekend in September. It's a Friday evening and a Saturday morning. Everyone is invited. We want people who have been here for decades. We want people who are just discovering us but feel like this is a place they want to be a part of. So it's open for everybody. And what this process will do is actually walk us through a series of activities and exercises that will allow us as a community to identify both our spiritual qualities that we've come here to express, and then also as a community identify any of those shadow qualities that we've managed to bring along with us through the 40-some history of this ministry. And it's important to do that because when things become challenging, right now things are pretty good, but when things become challenging, when big changes happen, like when I leave this ministry in a couple of years, we have to be able to both be clear about who it is that we want to be as a community, and we also have to be clear that when conflicts show up, we might go, oh yeah, that's that one again. That's something that we've carried along with us. Let me give you one example, because I've had a little bit of history in this community over 2 different time frames. Probably one of the shadow qualities that this community takes with it through whatever's, and these can be quiet when things are going well, and they just show up all of a sudden when things are challenging, is distrust. That there has been a history in this community, whether it's been warranted or not, of distrust with the leadership, to the community, from the staff, to the board, all sorts of different manifestations of this. And part of this activity is once we can identify those, then we can become aware of them, and we know a process in which we can, even if they aren't totally healed, move through them. A lot of the work that I have been doing, because it's necessary to be able to go through these processes, is being able to draw upon that emotional and spiritual intelligence, that self-responsibility, that place where we can open ourselves to challenges and know that what's in the way is really the way through, and begin to work through that and not just fall back into the patterns. So one of the things that's important for the people attending, if possible, we want to have as many people as possible familiar with what we're using as the quantum living process, or at least shadow work in general. Some of these series has helped us begin to recognize, when that's showing up and when I'm feeling this way, I can have a process that will go and help me understand what are those old beliefs, what are those old values that I'm holding on to that seem to be not in alignment with this. So that being said, I am going to offer a quantum living process, which is a 6-week process in which you can begin to explore as events show up in your life, what underlying beliefs and the feelings and the, sorry, it just went blank in there, that's okay. The process, and then be able to move through a process to be able to heal them, to bring them into the light, to incorporate them in. It's similar to what I was talking about today. So it's going to be it's on Saturdays from July 12th to August 16th. The first 3 weeks will be in person, the last 3 weeks will be over Zoom. So I just want to encourage all of you to put those dates on your calendar. If you can join us for this quantum living, it certainly won't be the last time we offer it, but I'd love to get as many people who haven't been through the process before we go into the genogram activity. And we are blessed that the founders of this integral ministry practice, and they're also the founders of the quantum living process. They're the ones who really understand this because we're on the leading edge compared to most ministries. They're going to come and lead us in that activity on the weekend of September 5th and 6th. And then Jane Simmons, she has a book that she wrote called You Can't Sleep Through Your Awakening. And she's going to be our guest speaker that Sunday, and then we're going to launch that as part of our spirit group. So it's going to be an exciting time for all of us to be in discovery and to continue to build a really solid foundation so that when big changes come, as a collective, this community will be able to walk through them and be open to the highest possible good that's seeking to come and lead this community into its next iteration. So please mark those dates. You'll see in the July newsletter, there'll be more about the quantum living as well as the save the date for the genogram activity. So then that's going to pave the way for this evolutionary council and an opportunity to have all these one-on-one conversations about what people are looking for, what people are desiring as a part of this community to support them and to impact the world. We'll be doing a lot of conversations about that will help, again, distill a real clear picture about where we're being called as we move into the future. All right, so thank you. That's your update for this month.
Here's what's coming up at Center of Unity. Join Norma Crawford and others online every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. for the Metaphysical Bible Interpretation class, where we refocus our attention on the good that God is making available to us now. Each class is self-contained. The Zoom ID is on the screen, or you can access it from the website or the COU app. Come to Fellowship Hall after service on the first Sundays of each month for a love offering community lunch featuring different themes. Invite your friends for this time of fellowship and great food. Join our online book study where we'll explore Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. In this transformative 8-week online study facilitated by Denise Teague, we'll discover how to rewire your thinking and create lasting change in your life. Sign up from the COU website or app. Center of Unity volunteers for a community project called the Awareness Project every second Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come and go as your schedule allows. There's always something to do, from sorting clothes to working the food pantry. There are multiple ways you can make a donation to Center of Unity. You can drop your donation off at the church, mail it to our P.O. Box, visit our website, or use the COU or Venmo app. Your continued support is greatly appreciated.
All right, well, thank you for joining us this week. We look forward to seeing you back next week. And let's bring our kids in. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
All right, good morning, everyone. So the kids had, I know, Henry, you're going to share. The kids had a great morning. The littles had heard a story about Shelby the sheep, and I've forgotten what you guys did. Oh, the centurion, and then also the big kids continued with their I Have the Power based on Eric Butterworth's book, and so we'll let them start.
So we made sheeps, and we did a storyboard that was about a lost sheep.
All right.
Today we read the story
centurion servant. It's about when the Roman servant was sick, and without looking, Jesus helped him.
Yes. Today we made a chain of people who we care for and we don't want bad things to happen to them. Affirmation chain.
An affirmation chain. Okay, no. Okay.
Today we read a story about the Buddhist monks and that we learned to let go of things that happened in the past. Today we talked about self-forgiveness. Say you didn't clean your room for 3 weeks. Oddly specific, I know. If you just tell yourself, it's okay, I'm human. I can leave room for exceptions or missing the mark, then maybe your luck will begin to turn and you'll have a better day.
All righty, and so next week, then the big kids will be wrapping up their I Have the Power curriculum, and then the Sunday after that, then we will start our 6-week wet and messy Sunday school. So have them dressed to get wet.
There's a lot going on up here, by the way. Why don't we all stand up together and we'll dance around the church and sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And as we go into this week, knowing that the heart welcomes it all, we go knowing our prayer for protection. We'll do it as call and response. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.